All right, example number 1 here. Equivalent expressions, like we did in the last problem, have the same value regardless of the value that is substituted in. In other words, no matter what I put in for these equations here, no matter what I put in for x, they're always going to be equal to each other. Okay? Use the properties of operations to write equivalent expressions for the ones we have below. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do this in multiple ways, almost like we're doing it backwards. So here you have 3 parentheses 4x minus 1, close that parenthesis. All right, so what you're doing here in front of a parenthesis, or the number and the parenthesis in between there, is always multiply. So what we're being asked to do is take this 3 and distribute it and multiply it by the numbers you see on the inside and all numbers you see on the inside. So we do 3 times 4, you get 12, but don't forget you had an x, so you get 12x. And then we do 3 times and bring down this sign. It's almost like 3 times -1, or you can just bring down the sign and say, what's 3 times 1? Well, that's 3. So there's the expression. So what we can say is that this expression, 3 times 4x minus 1, is equal to 12x minus 3. Okay, so now we're going to look and do the same thing over here, but with the 2x plus 4. What we're going to try to do is use our ladder method. We got 2 and 4. What number goes in 2? Also goes in 4 is a 2. How many 2's go into 2 is 1. How many 2's go into 4 is 2. And then, can we get a number to go in 1 and 2? We can say 1 and done. So we're going to use this number here, the 2, or any numbers that go down here known as the GCF. And the way we write our answer is we take our GCF, and that number gets filled on the outside, plus whatever amount of terms we have. So we have 1, 2 terms, so we're going to do 1, 2, and then close our parenthesis. So here's how this works: is we take the GCF. In this case, the GCF was 2. So we put 2, parentheses, we take the sign, the plus sign, and we put it in the middle. And then these 2 numbers on the bottom of our ladder is what we can plug in. I can plug in a 1 here, and I can put a 2 here. Now what I have to realize is in my first term I had an x, so I need to make it a 1x. So what we've done, and we'll do this again, is we've found that 2x plus 4 equals 2 times parenthesis 1x plus 2 parenthesis. So let's do another one really quick. If I have 3x plus 12, I'm going to start my ladder 3 and 12. I'm going to say what goes into 3 and what goes into 12. It would be 3. So 3 goes into 3 1 time, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. So then I can go, what goes into 1 and what goes into 4? Well, the only thing that can go into 1 is 1, so we say 1 and done. Remember, my GCF is here. So my GCF is 3 times 1, and that is 3. So I go 3 parenthesis, and then I'm going to bring these numbers down, the 1, and then I take my plus sign and the 4. Now remember, the first term had an x, so I need to make it 1x. Okay, so it's 3 times 1x plus 4 is the same thing as saying 3x plus 12. If you don't believe me, you take the 3 times the 1, you get 3x, and then you take the 3 times the 4, and you would get 12. These are equal to each other.